Back to another session of relationship Q&A with Everyday Matters. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much. How are you all doing? How are you? How's your week been? Thank you so much. Okay, today we're going to be talking about interdependence in marriage, interdependence in relationships. Okay, so that's what we're going to be talking about today. Okay, but I'm hoping that you've had a good week. Your week has been great so far. Okay, but thank you so much for stopping by, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Hi, Elias Matters. Thank you for stopping by. You're always the first. Well, thank you so much. Talk with Richie. Thank you. You made it. You didn't forget today. Thank you so much, guys. So we're going to be talking about interdependence in marriage, in relationships, and really, okay, even in our relationship with our friends, with our family, and we're going to be talking about interdependence, especially as it concerns marriage. Okay, and I know someone said, even my EYM. Thank you so much. How are you? How's your week been? How was your week? How was your week, everyone? How is everyone doing? Thank you so much. So how is everyone? I'm still I know how are you today? I'm fine, even though it's not me you're asking, evening host. Thank you. I'm fine. Thank you very much. I hope you're well too. I hope everyone is well. Okay, but thank you guys so much for stopping by. So today, like I said, we're talking about interdependence in marriage. And I know Rich left a comment to say this is a very important topic, especially for a time like this, and it is very important and topic to talk about. Okay, and the reason I'm talking about this topic, there's so many different reasons, so many things that have come up in the last couple of weeks, last couple of months on the social media and all of that, and I thought I would talk about it. Good, good, good. And guess what, guys? I got a new phone. I don't know if you can see any difference with this camera. Can you see any difference? I don't know if you can see any difference, but I got a new phone, a very powerful phone. Which I'm so happy with myself for getting it. You know, I changed my phone like 2 weeks ago. And this is the first time I'm using it for YouTube. I haven't made any video with it. But no, I'm so excited. Thank you guys for coming. Okay, so thank you. Thank you very much. It's a Samsung. It's high. I think it's a well. It was the latest Samsung when I got it. Whether another one has come out in the last couple of weeks, I don't know. But I think I got it because of my YouTube and all of that. Because I know that I'll be needing the camera and then the um. You can't tell. Okay, that's fine. I need the camera and the storage as well. That's why I thought I'll get a very good phone. But yeah, yeah, we are. But thank you so much, guys. Okay, so Richie, you said this topic is a very important topic, and yes it is. Okay, it's a very important topic because in relationship I believe that interdependence is really important, because first of all there are different kind of dependence. One is being dependent. Okay, so the first stage is when you're dependent, and when you're dependent is from maybe when you were born, when you were being taken care of by your parents, when you're still in school, in uni, and all of that. In those times, you are dependent. But there comes a time in your life you want to be independent. Okay, so you want to be independent so that you are able to do things for yourself, make decisions for yourself, and all of that. And in order for you to be independent, you need to in order for you to make decisions that are right for you when you are independent, you need to know exactly who you are. So it starts with you. You need to know who you are. You need to know what you want. You need to know the kind of things that you would make you happy, things that will make your life and your future better. And then you that's when you are independent. And then when it comes to relationships, so yes, you want to be independent in your relationship, but you also want to be interdependent. And I left a poll there. I don't know if anyone answered. Let's have a look, see if what the answers are. My mouse has gone busted. Let's see. So no one has answered the poll. So do you think in marriages, 3 votes? independent, interdependent, right? So everyone is saying we need to be interdependent. Okay, so that's great. And that's really important because we understand, I believe we understand what interdependence is. Basically is you depending on me and I'm depending on you, rather than one person depending on the other. And recently, I know that we've had so many talks about why women should be independent and all of that and all of that. So yes, be independent, but when it comes to your relationship, you want to be interdependent, because if you say, okay, you know what, I'm independent, and you're in a relationship and the other person says, oh, you know what, I'm independent, then at what point do you guys come together to, what was the word you used again? Collaborate. Okay. At what point do you now come and collaborate and plan and support each other? Okay, so you need to be able to depend on each other for physical needs, emotional needs, finance, if it's needed. Okay, so you want to depend on each other. And recently there was a video of that, something that happened recently, I think in Nigeria, of a pastor that was what's the word to use now? Having an affair or taking advantage, that's the word. Taking advantage of a young girl of about 16 years that was supposed to be in his church and all of that. And he was actually cajoling her and talking to her on the phone. And from my understanding, the really worked better for both people involved. Exactly. And what happened is that the from the story I gathered, the woman said, so when the wife found out, so the whole thing came out on social media and all of that. I don't know if you've heard the story. I'm sure you would have, because you guys are more on social media than I am. And so when the story came out, I think I watched it 2 days ago, and then there was a follow-up story, and the woman said she was going to stand by her husband. Okay, so now this man is taking advantage of someone that's underage, and he's going to I'm hoping that he faces the law because of his actions. And this woman is saying that she would support him. Okay, so fair enough, we want to be able to stand by our husbands, by our wives, even in times of difficulty. But at what point do you draw the line to say, okay, you know what you've done is wrong, I'm not able to support you anymore? Okay, so in as much as we want to support each other, we want to be interdependent on each other, there comes a point where you have to draw the line and say, you know what you've done is wrong, I'm not going to stand by you anymore, especially if you've gone against the law, you know. And when the in that video, that one is here, yeah, is it? And in that video, when the young girl told him that, you know what, I think Mama knows about it, which is the pastor's wife. I think Mama knows about it. He started interrogating her. Okay, what did she say? This, that, and that. And he just says, oh, don't listen to her, or don't mind her, or something like that. And he was still wanting to go ahead to meet up with the young girl, you know. So this woman has heard this video. Obviously, she knew about it before. She hasn't said anything, you know, kept it under the carpet and things like that, because she wants to support her husband. But at what point should she draw the line? Okay, and I woke up yesterday morning, and when I went on Facebook, I saw a chat, or a Facebook post, a post on Facebook from my friend Coach Shola, and she said so many things in that video, like, okay, a woman cannot just leave her home, blah de, blah de, blah. She needs to, where would she go? What would she eat? How would she feed her children and all of that? But one of the things she said was the fact that this woman made the decision with her head, not with her heart. So her heart has already been broken, because obviously no woman would want to see her husband cheating on her and be happy about it and not be heartbroken. The same goes for the man. No man wants to see that his wife is cheating on him and then he'll be happy. So her heart is already broken. So now that's what we think. We don't know if that's the true story. Okay, so what we think is that she sat down and said, okay, you know what? Where would I go? Where would I start from? How am I going to feed How am I going to take care of my children? Okay, so that's what we think happened. Why she decided that, you know what, I'm going to stay with him. Okay, so if I leave him now, how am I going to be a single mother? And these are some of the questions that we ask ourselves. Okay, so this is just an example, but a lot of times women find themselves in this situation and they're asking themselves, where would I go? Where would I start from? How would I feed? Okay, how would I take care of my children? And because they are not able to come up with an answer, they stay in these relationships. And that's exactly what I put on the post. I'm like, people stay in relationships like this because they are not able to come up with these answers. So yes, before you leave any marriage or any relationship at all, it's fair that you sit down and ask yourself, what do I do from here? Where do I go from here? What about my children? If you've got children, it's good to ask those questions. But in my opinion, you also want to get an answer from those questions. You don't just ask the question and say, okay, and just give up. No, you want to go one step further and look for the answers. Okay. And one of the things that we said is, if this woman had something she was doing, I don't know if she has, but let's take her out of the picture now. Okay. So if a woman finds out that maybe her husband is cheating or her husband is abusive, abusing an underage person, and she decides that, okay, you know what, I want to leave this person. If she has something that she's doing, then it makes her able to make the right decisions. Okay, so it empowers, I put her in a place of power. The man won't even be able to do that. So even if he does that, he will know that if I do this, my wife might leave me or something bad might happen. It's like telling the man that even though I need you, so we are interdependent, I'm also independent. And that's the place that we want to get to. Okay, and I said in that post, I said, every woman needs to hustle no matter how small it is. Even if you're getting 500 naira a day or 5,000 naira a day, that's your hustle and you should be proud of it. Okay, so when the rainy day comes, you know that, okay, you have something to fall back on. And we're not just talking about maybe a man that's cheating or a man that's abusive or a broken marriage. Now, if anything at all happens in your marriage, or if anything at all happens to your partner and they're not able to work anymore, you want to be independent enough to say, okay, you know what, I've got this. I can take care of myself. I can take care of my children. And even if your husband is there and the husband is not able to work anymore, you can say, you know what, I can take care of things for now until he gets back on his feet, because we never know what will happen. So my advice to every woman is to hustle. Okay, so that you can be independent. Hustle so you can be independent. Okay, so that with your independence you can now come to your husband and then you both can depend on each other. And the same goes to the man. There's some men that they are not hardworking and they depend on their wives. Okay, so you as a man want to be independent enough to say, okay, you know what, and kind of empower your wife to the extent that she's independent, even if you're not the one that empowers her. If you can, why not? Okay, but sometimes the woman finds her own independence, the man has his own independence, and then they come together to say, okay, you know what, I'm independent, I can do without you, but I know we need each other. Okay, and that's what makes marriages happy and loving and all of that. Okay, so it's really important that we are able to depend, to have our own, you know. The one is, yeah, is it true? Yes. Okay, exactly. It's yayarism, like Richie said, what the man did. Okay, and I'm glad that in this day and age, in places like Nigeria, they're able to take things like that, like this further. Okay, because if it's before, they'll just push it aside. And thanks to the power of social media as well, these things come to light more easily. People are now more aware to say, okay, how can this person do this? And because it's out in the media, the government, the police are forced to kind of take steps. Okay, and I guess the people are becoming more enlightened as well. Like, after, I don't know if that's the right word to use. They're now taking things like this seriously. Otherwise, before, if anything like that happens to a young girl, they'll be like, why is she there? Or how did she get herself there? So they want to blame the young girl for things like this. But now they know that some of these men are predators. They prey on young girls like this, young girls that are innocent, that won't be able to speak. And because they have authority, they are in a place of power. These girls will naturally submit. It's okay, as his daddy, yeah, daddy said to do this, therefore they won't be able to talk. They think it's okay. Okay, I'll just read. Each party must be doing something except agreed by both parties. Okay, so that's really important. Elias just pointed out something in terms of interdependence, or in terms of relationship, in terms of marriage. Elias has just said that both parties must be doing something unless it has been agreed by both parties, which I totally agree. Okay, so both people, so say for instance, the man is okay, you don't do anything. Let it be for a time and for a reason, a season, and for a good reason. I don't agree with the fact that if a man or a woman says, okay, you don't work, I'll take care of everything. What if something happens to you, to the man or to the woman that's actually the prince, that's the main earner or the breadwinner of the house? So I would say, so yes, if the woman is not working for a time, or the man is not working for a time, it should be agreed for a specific period of time for a specific reason. It shouldn't be a lifestyle. So even if it's okay, you don't work, in that case, the other party that's working would have to be paying the person that's not working, so they have something for themselves, or they can have a private business for their own, which is their own hustle. I would mention. Okay, so I don't agree with, because there are some men that have so much money, they'll be like, oh, you don't worry, I'll take care of you, I'll take care of you. But we know that people change. Times are changing. Anything can happen along the way. So the marriage or the relationship can be sweet 1 minute, and in the next 5, 10 years, something could happen. Maybe the man, something happens to the man, or before you know it, it meets someone else. We don't know what could happen along the way. So I would always suggest, have something that you're doing. If you both agree that you're not doing something, let it be for a season, for a reason, and for a specific period of time. And once that time is elapsed, you want to go back to doing something. So even if you're not employed, you're not working for someone, you can have your own private business, your own private hustle, to get you money. Okay. Um, Rich is saying, even as a society, we need each other. We grow because we are interdependent on each other. And that's so true. And that's also true. We depend on each other. So even I sitting down here, I depend on my audience to listen to me, otherwise I won't be here. So when I go to work, my employer depends on me to carry out my task, or to carry out my job to the best of my ability, and I expect them to pay me. So if I'm doing business, if I'm selling something, I depend on my customers to make me the money I need to survive. So for our society to grow, we need each other. We need people to work. We need people to appoint. We need people to lead. So we need each other really to work together, okay, for society to grow. For any relationship, even in our homes, everybody has their own. Everybody has their own role. So the father has his role, the mother has a role, the children all have their roles. Okay, so we all depend on each other to make it function. Even our very own bodies, our head has its role, our hand has its role, every part of our body has its role. So we're interdependent. And I believe interdependence is one thing that makes things work. Okay, so it makes things work. Okay, so yes, we need to be interdependent. So it's really important. And the era of dependence, where a man will say, oh, don't worry, I'll take care of you, that time don't jackpot, so to say, that time has passed. We're not in that era anymore. I remember when we talked about a lady that came from Europe. Her husband repatriated her from Europe like 10, 11 years, or was it 13 years ago? And until now, she was still crying to say, oh, her husband left her husband, deported her, and all of that. And my question is, all these years, what have you been doing? All these years. So does it mean that if there's no man, that you won't survive? Okay. And many people get married because they want like a meal ticket. I want someone to be able to feed me, someone to take care of me, and all of that. Some people get married. I mean, people get married for different reasons. Some people get married because they are lonely. They need someone to feel their take away their loneliness. Some people feel a void. They want someone to come and occupy a place in their lives, you know. But the truth is, the person that you're getting married might also have those needs. So how do you expect them to fulfill your needs and to take away your loneliness when they themselves are lonely as well? So we need to first of all come to a place whereby we are independent. Okay, so we know ourselves, we know what we want, we're complete, so to say. Well, almost complete, because we need someone else and to complete us. So we need to get to a place whereby I'm independent. I can spend time on my own. I can spend time with my husband. I'm independent. I can pay my own bills. My husband can decide to pay my bills as well. I'm independent. I can be happy when he's not there. You know, so it's really important that we get to that place. So know who you are, know what you want, develop yourself to the extent that you no longer need anyone and to make you happy or complete. Know your values and all of that. Be happy with your own personal space, and then that takes you to the next level whereby you can now begin to think of somebody else's need. Okay, what does this person need? So I've got my my needs in check. What does this person need? How can I support this person? Because if I'm not able to fulfill my own needs, then how can I reach out to help somebody else? Okay, so that's really important. So that's for interdependence. We know it's important because we all need each other. But thank you all so much for for stopping by. This live stream is going to be quick. Okay, I don't know how long I've been. 21 minutes. Okay, so maybe another 5-10 minutes. I don't know if anyone has any questions or any contributions, maybe about the story that we heard about, or anything about and why we need to be interdependent. And if you want to come up on the screen as well, let's see if we can. If we can share the link, post comment. I should have done this before. So if anyone wants to jump up and just share one or two things in the next 5 minutes, that would be highly, highly appreciated. But thank you so much. On the importance of interdependence, have you gotten to a stage before where you were dependent and now independent or interdependent? Any story at all, any ideas or anything will be highly appreciated. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for stopping by. I appreciate you all for coming. Okay, so we're talking about interdependence in marriage. And Uncle Henry says that if you are not interdependent, you won't be able to collaborate. You won't be able to collaborate with each other. Okay, so Richard said, Biko, does interdependence include couples sharing houses rent? So what do you mean? Sharing house rent? So are you saying that, are you asking if it means that the couple should be sharing house rent, like two people pay the house rent together, or what? So in terms of, I feel like in terms of paying bills, it depends on the couple, whatever they agree. So they can agree, they can decide that, you know what, I guess it's kind of is interdependence, because if we're depending on one person to pay all the bills, it becomes heavy on that person. And that's why I said supporting each other physically, emotionally, financially, if needed. Financially, if needed. Okay. So in terms of paying the rent, it depends on what you've agreed. It depends on paying your bills, because Here in the UK, there's so many bills. There's rent, there's water, there's electricity, there's gas, there's council tax, there's what else have we got? There's so many things that you pay for. Okay. So it depends on what you both agree. Okay, so you can agree that, okay, you know what, let's have an account for our bills where everything goes in and everything comes out from. So I can decide that, you know what, I'll pay certain amount each month. My husband pays certain amount each month, depending on who's the principal earner, whatever you guys agree. And from there, you can start now. From there, the bills will come out, the rent will come out, the electricity bill will come out, all the bills will come out. So it depends on what you agree. On the other hand, you can say, okay, you know what, you pick up rent and I'll pick up electricity. You pick up this and I'll pick up that. Okay, and for myself and my husband, that's what we've done. So he's picking up some of the bills and now I'm picking up some of the bills, just to kind of lessen the load a little bit so that it's not too much for him and it's not too much for me either. So whatever you decide and whatever works for that person, I guess, and that's what you do. So yes, it is cool, the interdependence, because you are depending on each other financially. Okay, and there might be a time that one person might not be working or one person might be earning less, and they can say, you know what, because we are interdependent on each other, I'll pick up the rent for the time being while the other person is trying to get themselves back on their feet. This one is they both share the house rent half half. It depends on what they've agreed. So if they've agreed that you pay half and I pay half, then that's fine.
Depends on their income too.
Yeah, and depends on their earnings, their income. So if they're both earning the same amount, then they can say, okay, half half. If one person is earning more than the other, then the one that's the principal earner that earns more can say, okay, you know what, I'll pay a bit more. Maybe if the rent is 500 euros, the principal earner can say, okay, you know what, I'll pick up 300 of the rent. Why you pick up 200? Or they can just say, you know what, let's split it equal ways, you know, and that could work for them. Okay, so it has to be an agreement between the two parties. So Elliot is asking, are they both working? And really, why have they decided to share the rent? What's going on there? The link is there if you want to jump up and give us a bit more information. They say because they both live in it. Because they both live in the house, therefore they both should pay it. If it works for them, I don't see why not. Honestly, if it works for them that way, because apart from the rent, there'll be other things that they'll be paying for. So how do they manage that as well? Do they um pay those half half? Hello Zadok, thank you so much for stopping by. So really good to see you. I've not seen you for a while. Thank you for stopping. Yes, they work. Okay, so what about the other bills that they pay? How do they pick those up? How do they pick those up? Do they do it 50-50 as well? Okay. And like I said, it's whatever works for them. If one person is complaining, then they would they would need to have a chat and talk about it. Okay, let's have Richie up. Um, it's not letting me add this now. I've not used this thing for a while. It's giving me the option to kick you out. To kick from studio, ban from studio. Richie, can you come out and come back on? I don't know why it's not I don't know why it's not don't see me because you don't look for me. I'm so sorry. Honestly. I'm so sorry. I've not been on YouTube a lot like that. I just post my videos on my second channel. I just post, and I don't even, most of the time I don't check this one. Even that one sometimes I don't even check, you know. Work and all. So my apologies. I know that you asked me to do something, to do a training, which I haven't even had. I haven't had time to do yet. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But I shall be good soon. I shall be good. Um, Richie, are you coming back on so that you can tell us what's going on there? Training. So I know I want to stop working. I'm looking for, but the thing is, all this there's so many training out there, so many things, so many adverts. You don't even know which one you want to do. So, and sometimes people tell you that, oh, it works, it works, it works, and then really doesn't. So, but yeah, I would like to do it because I don't want to work too much anymore, so I can concentrate on other things that matter. Legit. And it's not network marketing. Okay. But you still have time because you don't want, it's fine, Richie, you can come on. Um it's not, it's, if it's not network marketing, send me the link again so I can have a look. I don't have any, just send it to me. I'll find time to go through it. Planning for my retirement now. Definitely. But send me the link. I'll have a look. I'll have a look at the training and then know what to do from there, or decide what to do from there. But that's good. 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 Richie, we're waiting for you. Hope it lets us this time. Hmm. Strange. It's not letting me add you. Just, I can see you at the background, but it's not letting me add you. It just says edit name. Let me edit your name. Whether that's work. No, I don't know what's happened. Is it because you don't have your camera on? No, it's not letting me. Going to take a quick shower, please. Pardon me. That's fine. That's okay. But thanks for stopping by. Richie, it won't let me add you. I don't know what's happened. But I think we'll just call it quits from now. But like I said, whatever works for them. So if they are both happy to share the rent 50-50, then that's fine. If one person is not happy about it, then they need to go back to the drawing board and decide what will work best for them. In terms of other bills as well, how are they sharing the other bills, like their electricity, gas? That's if they're in Europe, UK, or in America, wherever. um I don't know what happened. If they're abroad, then they have other bills as well. What about feeding? How do they share that? Okay, so it's important that they have a sit down. Interdependence is supporting each other. So if we don't want the whole pressure to be on one person, that's why they're able to support each other. So If one person is not happy, they need to go back to the drawing board, sit down, ask themselves questions, and come up with a plan that would work for the both of them. Okay, but thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. And I shall see you. I don't think I'm live next week. It's Thanksgiving Sunday next week. Pay everything half. They pay everything half. Yeah, if it works for them, that's fine. If it works for them, just like I was saying before, sometimes some people have an account where they put the money in. Okay, so if they're any one person might bring £500, another person bring £500 or €500, and from there the bills come out. Okay, so 50-50 if it works for them. And I think I quite like that as well. I quite like that idea whereby we have an account where everything goes in and then comes out from there. But like I said, for me and my husband, he picks up some and then I pick up some. At the end of the month, we know we know who's paying for what, and I can decide. So he's paying for the gas and electricity. So if I like, I can turn on the gas and turn on the electricity. At the end of the day, he'll be the one to pay for it. Causing a big fight though. But why? Why is it? Is it that one person is earning more and paying less? Why is it causing? Honestly, I wish I could add you to this stream. It won't let me. Why is it? Why is it causing problem? Is it that one person is not happy? What's going on there, Richie? What's going on? Is it that one person is not happy with the amount they're paying? Is it that one person is earning more and paying less? Is it that one person just doesn't want to pay and wants the other person to pick up everything? So what's going on? What's going on? We need to know before we give any advice, so to say. Because I believe that if two people are married and they're both working, then by all means they should be able to support each other. Am I correct?
Yes.
My chairman is sitting next to me. So I'm asking him, we're doing the live stream together, but he won't come here. He won't come and sit next to me. So, but if they're both working, I think it's only fair that they split the bills, whether it's 50-50 or 40-60 or 30-70, depending on who works, who earns more. Okay, they need to sit down and decide. Okay, Richie, are you typing? Call you. I will call you. Me and Rice no be friends. Okay, that's fine. We'll talk about it later. And maybe if we have another live stream, we can just come back and talk about what we need to do. Great big oga for me. Okay, you'll hear. But thank you guys so much for stopping by. I really appreciate you. Have a lovely week. Have a lovely rest of your evening. Have a lovely week. And I'll see you. I don't think I'm live next week, but I'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Bye. Bye, everyone. Bye.